Hello everyone, I hope you're doing super well. This is just a quick video to update you about the Mod The Sims virus warning that came out a few days ago. On the 4th, late in the evening, they actually came out with a second update, and it is about the fact that Mod The Sims has gone ahead and taken some really important security steps to make sure that this doesn't happen again. But that doesn't mean that there aren't still accounts that aren't compromised, because there are. So let's go ahead and just briefly read over the update. So update 2, March 4th. Mod The Sims has added new security measures to their site to prevent unauthorized access to user accounts, especially accounts that have gone long periods of time without logins. So if you haven't logged into Mod The Sims in a long while, I highly recommend that you take a minute to check it. Make sure that your account hasn't been compromised. Make sure you can still log in, okay? The accounts previously mentioned as being compromised have been handled, and their uploads have been reverted to previous... Hello, airplane. You're gonna come right over here? Well, I'm gonna talk over you. So, their uploads have been reverted to previous versions without the attached virus files. So if you had downloaded something since about March 1st from Mod The Sims, specifically Sims 4, Sims 2, and some very small Sims 3 anecdotal stories, some mods were not hit at all, some mods were hit big time, but mostly like creators, their entire mod libraries were hit. If you downloaded anything from March 1st until now, you need to double check and make sure that you haven't been hit by this virus, because it is very bad. And I will go over what I believe is happening and what the virus's goal is here in just a minute. However, let's go ahead and finish this out. So, it has been reverted to previous versions without the attached virus files. So all the major mod creators have gotten their old versions, have reverted those compromised files back to the old versions, and those should work, particularly the CC files, because CC files and build by mode files were the ones that were hit the most. Your customized content, like the actual true, like what most people go for. Not ones that normally need script files, not normally ones that would have an executable, but simple CC files, which is why it was kind of easy to find, and why it's really easy for you guys to find. So I'm going to make sure that we know how to go ahead and find them and get rid of them as well. So all of this is to make sure that you are aware. Now, the very first thing I want to talk about is this. This is not necessarily a personal endorsement, because I have never personally used ModGuard. However, I am extremely considering using ModGuard, but I just am not using mods right now. So, ModGuard is created by Twisted Mexi. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but they're an excellent creator for The Sims 4 content, and they made ModGuard. It will run as another mod, basically, checking all of the mod files that you have installed. You can use this, and it will run literally in the background as a file that as a mod that would normally run for your Sims 4. Take a look at it, see if it would be something that you might want to be utilizing, especially as more and more attacks like this are likely going to become more commonplace, especially because with the Sims Marketplace opening up, now it's going to be seen as an easier target for non-official sites to be looked at as a target for hackers and virus creators. So, we want to make sure everybody's safe. And this also goes for the fact that there are other sites that are affected by this exact same virus. It's not just Mod The Sims that was. So, here's what to do if you are concerned. They give us the steps here. I really appreciate the Sims community for doing this, and I am going to show you as much as I am able to be able to do the steps on your own. So, if you are concerned that you have been hit by this virus, you can search out.exe or just out in your Sims 4 installation location. It seems like you can also do this for Sims 3 and Sims 2 to double check them as well. But I'll go ahead and pull up my program files here now for you for us to be able to look at it. So, I know what my file path is. It's always going to be under PC, AJ, and then it's going to go under documents. This is the normal run-of-the-mill, this is the file path that is chosen by The Sims 4 for your downloads. You might have OneDrive in there somewhere. OneDrive and Sims don't usually like to work together, but depending on how your computer's set up, OneDrive might be in that as well. Then it's documents, then it's Electronic Arts, and then Sims 4. From here, you're going to go up to the top search bar and you'll just type out. You can also type in out.exe like this to make triple sure, but out will work. Now, I'm going to show you with these MC last exceptions that were caught a while ago. So, but I'll just show you. So you can either delete one or delete the single file like this. All right. There you go. Yeah, try again because I already deleted too fast. Or you can highlight all the ones that are like that and hit out if you or delete if you have several. Or if you're looking to only select specific ones, you can click the first one, hold down control and hit the next one or as many as you'd like in the list while continuing to hold control and then hit the delete button. Now that you've done that, great job. We're finally gotten rid of the virus from our main files. Next, though, you're going to want to install them or uninstall the mods that were affected by it, and then go and install the older versions that have been put back up on the site. The other thing to do would be just to wait a little while until redistributed versions, newer versions have been made available. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to empty your recycling bin. My recycling bin is up here, and I'll just show you how to do this. It's really simple. All I did is right-click, go up here, empty recycle bin. I don't think there's anything in there that I care about. So I will delete those 81 items. And I know what about 50 of them are. They're American translations or English translations, not American, but English translations for my videos, which I didn't need. So it actually might be like 50 of them that are in there that are that. Run a virus scan, and then what you're going to do, depending on what you're using, I don't really know Mac system very well, but if you have Windows, you're going to just type in Windows Security, and it'll pull this up. So what you'll want to do with Windows Security is you're going to want to go to your virus and threat protection and run a quick scan. You can run a more intricate scan if you feel the need to. However, a quick scan should be all you need to take care of this issue. Now, if you use something else like McAfee Security or Norton or, oh, what are some of the other top ones? Honestly, if you use any of those, usually they have the virus and threat protection or quick virus scan as one of their main options on the dashboard. You can utilize this as well, but just remember that if you are on a Windows system, and as long as you haven't completely disabled it, you do have access to Windows Security that you can still run this for yourself. Now, I'll let this run. I don't think it's going to find anything. But if it does, I'll just show you what I do to take care of it. I always double check and make sure that that I recognize the files that pop up on a scan. And if I don't recognize the files, then I'll often go ahead and do some research to see where maybe they came from. Now, you don't have to do that for everything that pops up because if you haven't scanned your whole PC in a while, believe it or not, there's just going to be so many random things that are just thrown. Even if they're not truly a virus, there's still many things that are buried threats that Windows Security will still pull up. But it looks like we're good. We have no current threats, and that's exactly what you want to see. So once that's done, you're going to want to go back onto Mod The Sims or wherever it is that you may have downloaded these unfortunately corrupted codes. You're going to want to go ahead and log back in and reset your security there. So reset your password. If you have two-factor authentication or the ability to turn on two-factor authentication, turn that on. I think CurseForge has two-factor authentication, but I will tell you that in my personal experience, CurseForge is a little bit more secure. So, but CurseForge doesn't have every mod. I want to point that out. So, and it's more difficult for creators to get paid with that. So, all of this is fantastic. I'm very grateful that they put this info out. In fact, a quick thank you to the author. I hate all these ads, but he's getting paid from them. Good job, Nate Alexander. You did a fantastic job. And I appreciated all the updates. But you guys need to keep yourself safe. Like, I'm at the point right at this moment that I want to make the recommendation to you that the only mods that you download are ones that you know, are ones that you truly know. Even if something looks super cute, even if something looks super pretty, it could be from anywhere. Like, you have to think about the fact that there are also people on Instagram, there are people on X, formerly known as Twitter, There are people on TikTok. There are people on Patreon, which Patreon is a little bit better because you know who it is specifically, and you're gonna like you have to go through some steps to make sure that you know who you're looking at. But there are always people who are going to be trying to give you malicious code while utilizing other people's property, as in other people's IPs, other people's creations. There are always going to be assholes out there who are stealing that content from the artists and creators and are then going to try to pass it off as free to you. Okay? You got to be extra careful right now. As soon as these sites are closed up and have more security, guess what they're going to be trying to do again? Get you other ways. Get you other ways that look pretty. And I don't want that happening to any of you, and I definitely want to tell you why. Because this is what I think is going on. This is what I understand and what I can tell is going on. They're trying to get your credit card information and personal user information. Oh, what a shock. Everybody knew that already, I'm pretty sure. But here's why, or how they're trying to do it, that is. So, really? We're coming back? Wow. All right. Anyway, it is because they are able to use these mod codes, and the out executable is trawling through The Sims 4 to get to the, not marketplace, because that's not out yet, but to the buy basket. Like the cart, like the thing where you can purchase more expansion packs from. Because that's connected to your EA account or your Steam account, which is connected to your wallet, which is connected to your email, which is connected to your credit cards, which is connected to your banks. That's what they're trying to do. It's always about money. It's always about data. It's always about having leverage. Now, I want you guys to understand that this isn't just a I'm trying to ruin your game virus. This is a I'm trying to ruin your life virus. I want you guys to be so careful. Like I'm not downloading mods right now. I'm not using MCC. I'm not using anything because I'm not about to let this happen. And I normally only use CurseForge or very reputable downloaders. Anyway, that's enough ranting from me. I know a lot of people are still going to want to play with mods. Do that. I am it's a recommendation that you don't download any. I'm not telling you to not play with mods, and I'm telling you that if you are going to download mods, you now have the knowledge and the tools to make sure that you are safe. Or at least as safe as you can be. I would always double check. I would keep your Windows Defender, your Windows security on. I would even literally heighten its security. As in, you go ahead and if you download a mod, run an antivirus right away before you put that mod into your Sims 4 pack. Just double check, triple check. Keep yourself safe. So, on that note, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm happy that you were here for this little update, and I'm glad that things seem to be looking better in security-wise for Mod The Sims and possibly other sites, so that way this doesn't continue to happen. However, I am a little bit concerned, like I said, that now that we have an official marketplace that is an official mod center, which, again, I'm happy for console players, but I'm now worried that because of that, smaller sites like the Mod The Sims, well, it's not even a small site, but unofficial sites will be hit more and more by this. Keep yourself safe out there. You guys are smart. I know you are. So be smart, be safe, and I will see you in the next one. AJ out. Hello again, everyone. Just a quick little thing. I just want to say this. I have been working on a little passion project now for a little over a week of trying to translate my bug fix videos into as many languages as possible. And I've recently found a software that helps me with that system. However, in about a month, it's going to get very pricey, really pricey. I normally wouldn't do this, but because I don't really have a lot of traction right now for volunteers who are able to help me translate things, this is the best thing that I can do to at least add subtitles in other languages for the many, many people who need some sort of help because there is not an official support capacity for their language. if you are able to donate just $1, I need $30 a month to be able to utilize this software, or I need $129 to be able to purchase an annual subscription. I don't have that. I don't have that money. And I do already have some expenses in regards to my YouTube channel. Not a lot, but I want to make it as accessible as it possibly can be, particularly because I've had a lot of comments asking for translations. I want to help. I am just very broke. So if you are able and willing to donate even $1, I just need 30 people within a month's time, so that way I can renew the subscription. I will pay the first $10 for the first month, but my deadline for that is coming up in about 5 days. So, I can pay that, but after that I'll have a month of time, and then I will unfortunately either need to have assistance in continuing that, or I will need volunteers who are willing to translate. And I still really, really, really need sign language interpreters. Please, I don't care what sign language you know, okay? If you know sign language, I will send you the transcript in your language, whatever language that may be, so that way you can then sign it for your community. Because that is a need. That is a very strong need right now. So anyway, I hello truck. Thank you again. I really do appreciate it. If you liked this video, if you like if you like having somebody who does their best to keep with updates and fixes and all of that, and if you enjoy my sparkling personality, I would sincerely appreciate a subscribe and a like on this video. It does help me a lot, and it also it also feeds the algorithm. And I really want to do like a little like bird. Like every time I say it feeds the algorithm, I see this like little bird just like popping out of an eggshell, but it's like not really little, it's kind of oversized and it's really scraggly and it just goes, "Read me! Read me!" Anyway, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for liking, for subscribing, for watching this, and I really hope that we can get you back to simming safely soon. Other than that, you guys have a great rest of your day. I'm AJ, and I'm out. See ya.